How you doing, Eric?
Great, brother. Great.
Thanks for cruising by. Hey, Maria just regrouped.
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you very much for having me. Great space here. Nice little drive on Harbor Boulevard here. And Crayon is beautiful. Love
She's
her.
a mascot.
Yeah, love her. Yeah, I love what you're doing. So thank you. I'm honored to be here in the space. Yeah, Maria. So we broke up in 2010 and then reunited 2023. And just kind of slowly getting back going with Shane. Shane was an original member, and of course, you know Shane from Ceremony. And then Chris, my little brother, moved back from Albuquerque and started playing with us this year. He was an original drummer from when we formed in 2002. And then we got Momo and Alex Gonzalez, and Momo is our new singer. And Alex, of course, has Pleasant Valley Records, and he played in Late Bloomers and Soul Hex. Alex Gonzalez is pretty active in the 805 music scene. He's a great person, and so yeah, it's our new phase, five-piece group. Looking to get like a dream pop sound, mature with our sound, because when we were younger, we were into noise, like you said, with the vacuums.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
After all these years, that's how I remember, or that was one of the elements, because it was like, whoa, and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that kind of like, the way we like the sound of like David Lynch movies, like all those different sounds have a something.
Well, we used to watch, David Lynch movies. We would have movie nights. Of course, our favorite was Blue Velvet.
Oh, yeah.
The early Maria, we were inspired not so much by music, but like artwork. We were huge into Dada. Like Marcel Duchamp was a big influence, and of course, movies like you said, like David Lynch, like those sounds, the weirdness, the bleakness. So like, we like the avant-garde approach. In those days, having a vacuum cleaner to create these unpredictable sounds, the leaf blower, the blender. There's a song that my little brother, he recorded. It's called Of You, and it sounds like a whale, but it's actually, he was playing a gas tank. So he had a gas tank. It was Mike, and he was just playing the gas tank with the mallet, I think.
Nice.
And he was creating these whale sounds with the gas tank.
Your Yay Records. Gosh, how many years already?
Yeah, it was similar to Maria. We formed in 2006, Yay, and then we initially ended in 2010. Brought it back in 2023 with the Avocados, and then we started adding new groups. So long story short, I was not playing music for 13 years. I was not involved, not around. I moved to the LA area. I lived in the Valley and then Boyle Heights for about 8 years there. And then I moved back during COVID, and little by little started going out and seeing the new bands around.
What were you doing during that time, if you don't mind us asking?
Yeah, I mean, I was not doing music at all.
Yeah.
I got into like hip hop and stuff, and going to clubs and that kind of thing, but I didn't play music. I sold all my records, didn't have a record collection.
Wow, you sold your records.
Yeah. But I finished my degree at CSUN, and then I started actually, ironically, working in the music industry, which I still do.
What was your degree in?
Yeah, music industry studies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I always wanted to do that, and then I went to school, and then now with Warner Music Group, working with Rhino. Kind of like what I do with the label, with the vinyl. I do that for Rhino. Back to like 2022? No, it was early 2023. I got inspired when I saw Los Solos performing at Casa Agria.
Oh, yeah, Los Solos.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And so seeing them made me realize, okay, like, it's time to come out. 2010, when I entered the label, I was at a crossroads. Like, we did indie pop, but I felt like we weren't representing Oxnard in an authentic way, like our brown roots,
Yeah.
And I wanted to go in that direction. So the shows I was doing, like at Woolworths, we were having old school DJs and soul DJs back in like 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
And I wanted to form a soul group in 2010. But I just stopped playing music. Just abruptly shut the label. Just personal things in my life that took me away.
Got it.
But it would not have been right if I were to do it then.
Yeah.
Like a soul group in 2010, it would not have resonated because the people weren't into it the way they are now. Like,
Yeah.
You know, Yasav is like the new soul groups are fantastic, and the people, more importantly, they respond to it.
Yeah, it takes a while to build that kind of a new re-emergence of a scene, and that scene has really blown up all over the place.
Exactly. So,
But like you said, at the right time, for the right things, right?
yeah, and so seeing solos, I was like, wow, this is the time. The people are here for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like to me, seeing those bands and the talent that the 805 has to offer, like that inspired me to bring Ye back. And so when I was doing all the shows, like they were supporting the people that I'm kind of looking up to now, these newer groups.
Yeah.
And like they were going to the shows, I was booking them to play the shows. So like Boy Girl, for example, is a newer group on Ye, and that's an example where when I came out of the woodwork in 2023, Maxine and Isaac, they reached out. They wanted to buy the records. They knew about Ye from back in the day, but they weren't around. And I saw they're supporting, and they have their own band, and I really liked it. So you know what, I'm going to support them back. So I released their flexi disc, and we're working on an album to release this year with Boy Girl.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. It's just you participate, you support, and it pays back.
No, I've heard good things of Boy Girl. How many people are on your label already?
Well, there's I forget. There might be like 8 bands or something, but some of it is old bands that don't exist anymore, and some are new bands.
That's cool.
So like the active bands are Boy Girl, the Crystal Tears, Maria, Sea Lions, Nick Hessler. So that's 5. The Avocados, who don't really play that much. So those are the active bands right now. But I mean, I would love to have. I mean, honestly, there's so many great talent. Of course, Los Solos. I love Los Chiqueños.
Oh yeah, they're actually playing today. That was the one thing.
Oh
yeah,
dang.
Yeah, I know.
I had a feeling there was something going on.
Yeah, I know. Like afterwards when we talked, I was like, oh yeah, they're playing today. They're playing in Camarillo.
El Rey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them there a lot. So that's cool. But
no, but they're great. They're great guys. And so much different talents, man.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work. I mean, I think let's get to that kind of nitty gritty.
Yeah.
How much work is it for what you do?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there's a technical aspect, which is like, getting the audio and sending to the pressing plant, designing the art, or if the art is supplied, all those things, and then the turnaround time can be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to manufacture. That's just like the logistics of it, right? And luckily, I knew how to do that a little bit from back in the day, but now like that's what I do for a living with Rhino. So,
yeah.
But what's really to me the work is like almost like A&R, which is
finding the talent.
Find the talent, but like nurturing them. So I did that back in the day, and so I tell all the bands when I pitch like, hey, I would like to have you on Ye. The pitch is like I want you to get on a bigger label. Like we're like the minor leagues. I'm very humble and I'm very aware that it's a very small label.
Yeah.
We just want to nurture you as an artist, help you grow.
Yeah.
The goal is to get you on a bigger label. So like that's what happened with Sea Lions. We did a few 7 inches in 2008, 2009, and then they got Slumberland, and they did the full-length album on Slumberland. They toured around the world, and everybody knows them.
Yeah.
Nick Hessler, same thing. He got an album on Capture Tracks, a bigger indie label. So that's the goal. Hopefully with Boy Girl también, they can get picked up eventually by a bigger label. That's the whole point with Oxnard, because there's a lot of great groups like Chiqueños. Another one is Maribel. Like they don't. I've talked to them about Ye, and I fully respect if they want their own path.
Yeah.
But where I'm coming from, I just want to support them and help them grow.
About you write the lyrics, or do you write some of the lyrics?
Yes. For the most part, they are. With Crystal Tears, I've been encouraging our singer Naomi to get involved. So we have some newer songs where she actually started writing some lyrics. I know Hector Soto from the Avocados has written a couple songs with the Crystal Tears. Same thing with Maria. I've written all the songs, but I am encouraging the others to get involved more to help them grow. So like our new singer Momo, the new single My Valentine. That was an old Maria song that was originally written as an instrumental, I think in 2004. And it's gone through a few versions. And this version, I reached out to her and said, like, what do you think about rewriting this with your lyrics.
Yeah.
So that was her lyrics with our music. For the most part, yeah, I do write it all, but again, I want to encourage them to get involved and help them grow.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The like, I mean, because I just to focus on the part that you write. What inspires it? Where do you get your inspiration? Why do you think it's important to express the lyrics that you're expressing?
That's a beautiful question. So it's catharsis, right? But we're doing, especially at this stage now, we're not doing it for financial gain at all. Obviously, we have our day jobs. So like Shane and I, we talk about this all the time. Like it's cathartic for us. Like we come here to express our emotions, to let it all out. And so in terms of like the lyrics, the songwriting, it's expressing those emotions. And for me personally, it's expressing what I've experienced on my personal journey. And for me at this stage, it's expressing the healing journey that I've been on, like what I've gone through with my love and loss and in relationships, and where I am at on a personal level. It's expressing what I've learned, but also how I've healed and how music to me is healing.
Yeah.
So I in the newer lyrics, that's my goal. Like in the younger years, it was bleakness, darkness, depression, things of that nature, and that's relatable for young people. You know what it is. That's you go through that. Yeah. I want to piggyback off that. I love that point you made. So back to like 2010, where I was like, I need to connect with myself as a brown individual, and so now with the years and the journey, and where I'm at now. Lyrically, especially with Crystal Tears, I'm really considering that. So like I wrote Dia de los Muertos because I literally went to with my family on Dia de los Muertos to the graves to visit my abuelo. With pan dulce, bebidas y todo. And to me that is where I'm trying to connect with the lyrics now, with the brown experience, because we know this. Our gente, this is our tradition. And so I wanted to write that song for us as a people to share that experience. And so same thing like Es Halloween, to make it bilingual, because it is, there's rockeros, but we like our soul, but we like to rock out también. And in both languages, so Es Halloween. So that's what I love about Crystal Tears. I'm really considering the brown experience way more than I did when I was younger. And I'm trying to incorporate that because it's part of the brown experience. Is like we're both.
Exactly. Yeah. Love it. And you brought some albums that you could talk about the artwork about it. You could talk about the work it takes to print these vinyls. They're really amazing. Can you please share with us, please?
Thank you.
And I want to send a shout out to your brother for helping us out moving the cameras right now. He's doing an amazing job.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So thank you very much to your brother.
Cristobal, there he is.
Gracias, Cristobal.
Yeah, Cristobal. So this is the Crystal Tears 12-inch. It just landed on Thursday. I dropped off the first copies at Grady's Records in Ventura. So if you will,
Grady's Records,
Grady's Records. Grady has been supporting Yay Records and Maria from day one. In fact, the very first Maria show, I think it was 2002, was at Grady's Records. So shout out to Grady. But this is Crystal Tears 12-inch. Smile Now, Cry Later. It's the Chicano classic.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
We all know and love. Sung by Naomi Fuentes. I want to give a shout out also to Lennon Bernal.
Is that the artist?
He's the artist.
Wow, I wasn't wondering that.
He actually painted this.
It's beautiful.
And I just took a photo of it and just kind of repurposed it for the vinyl. And on the back side, we have these photos of the band. They were taken by Mo Murda, a great friend of ours, collaborator. He directed a couple of our music videos along with Alex Alclair.
Heck yeah, thank you.
And this is on crystal clear vinyl with an insert. And of course, this is your copy.
Oh my goodness, for the studio. Thank you very much, man. There it is, nice close up. You can see the artwork.
Yes, this is on Yay Records, of course. And this to me, this is 13, 14 years in the making, in a way, because this is what I envisioned back in 2010. I wasn't ready for it, and now, this is what God wanted all along.
That's right,
and we are here.
Thank you, Creator. Hey,
yes, sir.
What else we got in
And so we are on
the collection?
The Pleasant Valley, again, this was 13 years ago. Actually, it's 15. I'm doing my math wrong. 2010.
Time
this is
flies,
the OG.
brother.
And these are some of the bands that are no longer active, but some are. So Maria's active. Catwalk is now Nick Hessler. Pam and Terry used to be out of Fillmore. The Tardens were in LA, the only LA band we had, because the rest was 805. Sea Lions, who played at the Taqueria.
That's right.
Shout out Taqueria Hernandez. Watercolor paintings were out at Thousand Oaks. This is the Olds Road Farms in South Oxnard. We actually just did a photo shoot for Maria this morning
Oh, really?
in those farmlands with the new lineup. Shout out to June Ortiz, who was our photographer. June Ortiz has an exhibit at Open Door Studio in downtown Oxnard, March
Open
30th.
Door Studios. Love that place.
Yeah, shout out to Roxanne, Open
Yes,
Door.
Roxanne.
Yes. And one last one here for you is, Maria, this is the OG 2004 EP that Cristobal, my brother, is also on this. And this is the noise stuff. This is our noise era where we have on here vacuum, blender, gas tank. My little brother used to play a cornet, which is like a trumpet.
Uh-huh.
So this is a 12-inch EP.
Yeah.
Recorded in
Oh,
Somas.
my goodness.
By
Somas.
Eric
No way.
Richards. Eric Richards, I believe, still hangs out at Ventura at the sewer. shout out to the sewer.
Oh, yeah. That's the home away from home.
Yeah.
Last place we end up at the end of the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, man, no, thank you very much for sharing these different things. What kind of support you want there out from the public, from the fans that you have, from the future fans, and supporters of the local 805 scene?
Yeah, it's just about supporting each other and participating, meaning going to the events, going to art exhibits, and it's important to go because you can meet people, you can have a good time, right?
Yes.
You can meet people, and that's how you collaborate. Of course, we can be have anxiety. I have anxiety too. Sometimes we want to be home and be in our comfort zone, but we can learn to expand it and chip away at our comfort zone and grow.
Yeah.
It can be rewarding. And so
Totally.
Back to your question is, how do we do this? We do this by, like, if there's an art show, like, open your mind to that. If there's a DJ, like my buddy Ed, Samurai Eddie, he's been DJing a lot. And I love that because it's more casual. It's a hangout, but it's a chance to listen to music. You might meet somebody that into the same music. Maybe you start a band. Maybe you just turn on to some new records, some new local bands. But that's what it's about: just coming together, collaborating, participating.
If you had $1 million, what would you do?
Oh, I love that question. It reminds me of Jay Shetty. So, have you heard of Jay Shetty?
I know.
He has a podcast. I'm not a podcast person, even though, like, I'm here with you. And also, shout out to you for doing this. Back to what you were saying earlier, like, whether it's music, DJs, a podcast. I went to the Ventura County Plant Swap yesterday at the Mystery Shop.
Oh.
Shout out to Marty and the Plant Swap.
Oh, I
Shout
love
out
the
to
Mystery Shop.
Mystery Shop,
Yeah.
Mystery Shop doing these different types of events. That's what we're talking about. Like, this is how you get the community involved.
Yes.
Like, multimedia.
Yes.
If I had $1 million, I would do a school for the healing, a healing school, but like we have sound baths, we have yoga, we have songwriting classes. Like, it's all under the umbrella of healing, because music is healing.
Yeah.
And so that's my ultimate goal in life, is to get on this path where I'm sharing this healing.
Well, it sounds like you might have to run like a cultural art center one day. 'Cause that's what it sounds like. Because the one of the sayings that one of my mentors always says is "La cultura cura."
Yes.
And it's a great saying. No, definitely. Let's keep working on that. I see that totally happening, and I'm sure a lot of people who heard that, it just like their heads just went like, "That's a great idea."
Yeah, and there's people who are kind of doing this. I think what I can do as a label and a local person is to connect people.
Yeah.
Because I think of Mommy Alchemy, a shout out to them. I went to their sound bath like a year and a half or 2 years ago. They're doing what actually I would love to do. They're doing sound baths for gente,
Right.
bilingual. And that's kind of what I want to do is like bring these practices to the masses, to our people.
Yeah.
Because they see these kind of things and they're maybe afraid, or they think it's woo-woo, or
Right.
think it's for hippies. And
Right.
yeah, I get that, but the regular person, our gente, can actually really benefit.
That and second, they're more hippie than hippie, man. They got their yerba buenas. They have their certain tés that are for certain things. Like we've been working with medicines, natural medicines forever. You know.
Exactly.
So yeah, let's work on doing making those things happen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you.
Definitely, and as mentioned, thank you for mentioning the studio space. It wouldn't be possible without the partner Lonnie from Modern Video Services. He's the one that's helped put this together, and we're hoping to do this for other spaces too. Like, I mean, that's what it's about, because a part of that healing is people expressing themselves.
Yes.
The more we get different kinds of folks in here to talk about different things, even though there might be intense things, hey, I think that it's better to talk about intense things than to, you know, having people not be able to express themselves, you know, and then they have to do other kind of things to express themselves.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So yeah, man. Now you know what we're doing. We'll check you out later.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
For sure.